I recently was listening to whistleblowers like Brittany Murphy, Bill Haney on YouTube. And it is sad to know that we live in a time where people can be terrorized for exposing unethical acts. That is not what America is about. That is not what our founding fathers fought for and spoke for. I have been terrorized in Florida, in Albuquerque, and in Austin. And recently spoke to the Texas Department of Public Safety and had no idea that while I was at their office, at the organization that runs Citizens.Who was located at the same place. FEMA recently moved their offices to that same building, to the Texas Department of Public Safety. And I had parked my car in the back parking lot because I didn't know where the main entrance was, and I was taking back roads and using my GPS. And GPSs sometimes lead you the wrong way. So I eventually found the office. I parked right behind the Texas Department of Public Safety, spoke to the Joint Counterterrorism Task Force, and explained how I was being harassed. And I ended up being harassed in the same manner by a person that came out of this Texas Department of Public Safety building. I was told that I could not record anything, and of course, I would never record harassment towards myself. So, of course, I don't have any recordings of anything that happened there. And I haven't sent anything off. Of course, I wouldn't do that. So, all these people all of a sudden came out of this building and filled up the back street. And they were watching. And the person that was harassing me was seen the very next day in front of my house smiling and waving. And of course, I don't have any evidence of that. Of course, I would never record a domestic terrorist harassing me. So I started being harassed in supermarkets while I was eating out. It was everywhere, in parks. And it was in the same manner. Sometimes it was the same exact people. I have their tags. I know who they work for. And recently I went to Walmart because I noticed this car kept following me around. It had numbers on the back of it. And then all of a sudden, a Texas Department of Public Safety vehicle pulls up. Then another vehicle pulls up. Then another vehicle pulls up that matches. They're all the same type of vehicles. And I started putting two and two together that I'm dealing with government agencies, not just regular people that are part of the public that are working at McDonald's, and discovered that Citizens.Who is networked with like 500 neighborhood watch groups, a bunch of agencies. You can do a Wikipedia search and type up the word Citizens.Who, and it shows you all the agencies they are tied to. I mean, it's unbelievable. Now, I'm not speaking against the system. I'm actually speaking for the system, because the system is not Citizens.Who. It's not Texas Department of Public Safety. The system is the people. The people run the system. We are the ones that pay the taxes. These people that are in these organizations are public servants. So their job is to protect the community, not harm the community, not terrorize people or members that are a part of the community. Because terrorism and terrorizing people is linked to horrible events. And there are things that are unethical. We should never promote gang stalking and things that are harmful to the public. So anytime I hear a politician say they want to support community engagement or neighborhood watch groups, I'm always leery because they may be a Freemason or a rich Jew or someone that supports gang stalking. And gang stalking has been linked, according to medical science, to horrific crimes that should have never happened, but they're happening all across America, sometimes weekly, due to organized harassment. Now, the Federal Bureau of Investigations, the Secret Service, the U.S. Air Force, U.S. Army, they are all aware of gang stalking and the harmful impact, the harmful effects that it has on a community. You can get some of this information concerning gang stalking through the Freedom of Information Act. It's not a secret. You can watch my video called "Who Are the Gang Stalkers?" And I think it's towards the middle of the video. you'll see a picture of an FBI logo of a group in Santa Fe called Target, and their symbol is the rifle scope. And they are networking, trust me, with all these neighborhood watch groups, Citizens Corps, so that they can actually target people. So people that are targeted are normally targeted by people that sign these confidentiality agreements, where these non-disclosure agreements where they cannot admit who they work for, they cannot expose who they work for. If they're killed or harmed, they cannot be held responsible. And there's a reason why. The reason why is because these people behind gang stalking know that if they are terrorizing people daily, day in and day out, at school, at home, and everywhere they go, they know they could be held liable if that person says, hey, I was working for Citizens Corps at that time. And Citizens Corps can go around and say, no, we don't know what you're talking about, or this person is lying, or if worse comes to worse, let's say the person has a non-disclosure agreement, they can be sued by the government or Citizens Corps for exposing the fact that they were harassing. And what these people will call it is, they call it an investigation, when really it's not an investigation. Really it's nothing more than a group of people that just want to terrorize and harass and try to get someone off the streets, no matter what it costs, or no matter how many people have to depart from the planet. That's what the people want to do. And we're seeing this in cities where we can look online and read about the most recent shooters, and they're telling people, hey, I'm being stalked, I'm being harassed. So a lot of times when people are monitored by the FBI and different agencies, they network, they partner with these different groups. Even the U.S. Army has partnered with Citizens Corps. So gang stalking is a massive movement that the ordinary citizen has no idea about, because they are uneducated in the aspects of this gang, all this gang stalking, and the organizations about it. They haven't done their research. They haven't utilized Freedom of Information Act papers that can be easily obtained online, and many people are already exposing gang stalking. So you don't even have to do an FOAI request. I actually did it wrong. Yeah, Freedom of Information Act. But anyways, the acronym, I did it wrong. So a lot of times you can find this information just by doing a regular Google search and just typing up information concerning gang stalking or requesting it. A lot of that stuff is not secret. Even a lot of ex-agents and people that work the system are exposing what's going on and saying, hey, this is unethical. It's wrong. It's terrorism. So I want to let people know that a lot of people that work in these offices are good people, but just like in any office, you're going to have people that are going to abuse their power, think they're high and mighty, and do things that are unethical and that are linked 100% to domestic terrorism. So I hope any government agency that's involved in counterterrorism will look at these agencies and truly monitor them so that they can actually protect our communities and prevent the exposure of what these agencies are doing. There's a tremendous amount of evidence and different things that I'm not sharing because I've already sent it off to many foreign entities that are devoted to countering acts of terrorism and monitoring domestic terrorist groups. So I've had to send off polygraph tests, private investigation reports, a massive amount of videos that's ridiculous. I mean, it's not hundreds, it's thousands of hours of death threats, harassment in schools, the information of the agencies that people work for, contractors, and so on. I mean, it's unreal. It's unreal. So I hope that people within our system that do care about people and do have some morals will actually help to monitor national security threats and protect Americans from domestic terrorists. Thank you for listening, and God bless.